Ever taken a big bite of a juicy burger or sipped on a neon-colored sports drink and thought, this is the taste of freedom? Well, freedom doesn't always translate globally, especially when it comes to certain foods. Believe it or not, some American favorites are outright banned in other countries. From candy-coated controversies to fluorescent beverages, these bans raise eyebrows and questions about what's really on our plates. Welcome to Eat to Know. Today, we will dive into 10 iconic American foods that other nations have put on the no-go list. Number 10. Mountain Dew and other brominated drinks. Mountain Dew's electric green color is part of its appeal, but that glow comes at a cost. The secret ingredient? Brominated vegetable oil, which is used to stabilize citrus flavors. Brominated vegetable oil contains bromine, a chemical also found in flame retardants. Yikes! Countries like Japan and the European Union have banned beverages containing brominated vegetable oil due to health concerns, including its link to potential neurological and thyroid issues. The US FDA has limited its use, but it's still a go-to ingredient in some sodas. So while you're chugging dew at your next gaming session, remember it's too extreme for many parts of the world. Number 9. Skittles and artificial food dyes. Taste the rainbow might be a catchy slogan, but those vibrant Skittles colors come from artificial dyes like Yellow 5 and Red 40. These dyes have been linked to hyperactivity in children and potential carcinogenic effects. While they're staples in the US, countries like Norway and Austria have banned them outright. The European Union requires products with these dyes to carry warning labels, discouraging their use. Many global manufacturers have swapped out artificial dyes for natural alternatives, leaving US Skittles as a hyper-colored outlier. Beyond the dyes, the high sugar content and lack of nutritional value in Skittles have made them a target for stricter health regulations. Some countries also emphasize the potential behavioral impacts of consuming such additives, making these colorful candies a rare sight outside the United States. Despite this, their iconic branding keeps them a favorite for many American consumers. Number 8. Recombinant bovine growth hormone-enhanced milk. In America, some dairy farmers use recombinant bovine growth hormone to boost milk production in cows. While effective, recombinant bovine growth hormone has been linked to increased levels of insulin-like growth factor in milk, which may elevate cancer risks. Countries like Canada, Japan, and those in the European Union have banned recombinant bovine growth hormone due to animal welfare and human health concerns. Even in the US, many brands have voluntarily labeled their milk as recombinant bovine growth hormone-free to cater to growing consumer awareness. So, while American milk flows freely at home, it's seen as a health hazard abroad. Number 7. Chlorine-washed chicken. Chlorine-washed chicken might sound like the cleanest poultry you could eat, but this practice has ruffled feathers internationally. In the US, it's common to rinse chicken in chlorine to kill bacteria like Salmonella. However, critics argue this process can mask poor farming practices rather than address the root causes of contamination. The European Union has banned chlorine-washed chicken, emphasizing farm-to-table safety over chemical interventions. This ban is so significant, it's been a sticking point in trade negotiations. For now, American chicken doesn't fly in Europe. Number 6. Farm salmon. Farm salmon in the US often carries an artificial pink hue, thanks to synthetic astaxanthin added to their feed. This pigment isn't just for aesthetics, it's meant to mimic the natural color wild salmon get from their diet. The problem? Synthetic astaxanthin hasn't been approved for human consumption in some countries. Australia and New Zealand have banned farm salmon with synthetic coloring, citing health concerns and labeling transparency. Wild-caught salmon, on the other hand, gets a free pass for being naturally fabulous. Number 5. Frosted Flakes and other sugary cereals. Breakfast in America often starts with a sugar rush, courtesy of cereals like Frosted Flakes. Packed with high-fructose corn syrup and artificial flavors, these cereals are childhood staples but nutritional nightmares. Many European countries have stricter guidelines on sugar content and food additives, leading to bans or reformulations of these sugary cereals. In the UK, cereals are often made with reduced sugar and natural flavorings to meet local standards. Meanwhile, in the US, a tiger's roar still promises their greet. albeit with a side of controversy. Beyond sugar, the reliance on artificial preservatives and minimal fiber content has also sparked criticism. These cereals often fail to meet nutritional guidelines for a balanced breakfast, making them less appealing to health-conscious markets abroad. Despite this, their nostalgic branding and aggressive marketing continue to secure their place in American pantries. Number 4. Little Debbie Snack Cakes. Little Debbie might be a beloved icon of American childhood, but her snack cakes contain preservatives and artificial dyes that many countries find unpalatable. For instance, Yellow 5 and Red 40, common in these treats, are banned in Norway and Austria due to potential health risks. Even the trans fats often found in these cakes have been phased out in countries with stricter food regulations. While Americans can't resist a sugary snack, other nations say, "No, thanks." In addition to these issues, the excessive sugar content and high calorie counts of these snack cakes have made them a target for global health advocates. Some countries have opted to replace such treats with locally produced alternatives that prioritize natural ingredients and healthier formulations. Despite their nostalgic charm in the US, Little Debbie cakes highlight the growing divide in what different nations deem acceptable for daily consumption. Number 3. Kraft Mac and Cheese. The neon orange color of Kraft Mac and Cheese is as iconic as it is questionable. That vibrant hue comes from artificial food dyes like Yellow 5 and Yellow 6, which have been linked to hyperactivity and potential allergic reactions. Countries like the UK require natural alternatives in their boxed mac and cheese, using turmeric and paprika for color. Meanwhile, the US version sticks to its artificially bright guns, delighting kids and puzzling health experts worldwide. Adding to the controversy is the higher sodium content in American formulations, which exceeds the dietary guidelines of many countries. Critics have also raised concerns about the lack of transparency in ingredient sourcing, making Kraft Mac and Cheese a polarizing product in global food discussions. Despite the criticism, it remains a beloved comfort food, proving that nostalgia often outweighs nutritional scrutiny. Number 2. Ritz Crackers. You might not think of Ritz crackers as controversial, but their partially hydrogenated oils, a source of trans fats, have led to bans in countries like Switzerland and Austria. Trans fats are notorious for raising bad cholesterol and increasing the risk of heart disease. While the US has largely phased out trans fats, older formulations of Ritz crackers have left a bad taste in the mouths of countries with stricter food laws. Today's Ritz might be safer, but the legacy of its banned past lingers. Also, the inclusion of artificial additives in earlier recipes further complicated their reputation abroad, where stricter regulations often demand cleaner, more transparent ingredient lists. Ritz crackers remain a prime example of how food standards differ dramatically across borders, sparking debates on health priorities and consumer safety worldwide. Number 1. Fruit roll-ups. Fruit roll-ups might be a lunchbox favorite, but their combination of artificial colors, high fructose corn syrup, and chemical preservatives has made them a no-go in some countries. In the European Union, these additives require warning labels or are outright banned. What's more, the marketing of fruit roll-ups as a fruit snack has drawn criticism for being misleading. Abroad, many nations prioritize transparency and healthier alternatives, leaving American lunchboxes looking a little emptier. Furthermore, the high sugar content and lack of any real nutritional value make them a target for health-conscious policies worldwide. Even in countries where they aren't outright banned, fruit roll-ups often face heavy criticism from nutrition experts and parental advocacy groups calling for stricter guidelines on snacks marketed to children. Which of these foods surprise you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video into global food differences, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating food video. Here's to eating smarter and exploring tastier bites worldwide.